Hello, welcome to day one of our 5-day intro series into Yin Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited that you're here. Today we are going to focus on just being, arriving, giving ourselves time and space to just be on our mat, free of judgment. So let's get straight into it. Okay, let's come into our first pose for day one. If you have a bolster, that's great. You can bring it onto your mat. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a pillow, even like a rolled up blanket, anything that works. We're going to bring it long ways down our mat, and then with our feet out in front of us, keeping the knees bent and the soles of the feet planted on the mat for a moment. The lower back doesn't need to come right up into the bolster because we want to have enough room at the top of the bolster to rest our head. So we're going to slowly lower down onto the bolster. This is heart bench. Most yin classes either start in heart bench or lung bench. And this is a nice pose just to arrive on your mat. Begin to slow down, let go of your day so far. When you're ready, you can lengthen your legs out down the mat. Bring your feet as wide as you like and just allow your feet to flop out to the sides, completely relaxing your leg muscles. You can bring your arms down by your sides with your palms facing up. And then start to bring your awareness to your breath. Throughout each class, if you're comfortable to, you can gently seal your lips and breathe in and out through your nose. When you're ready, you can start to deepen your inhale, pressing your belly towards the ceiling. And lengthen the exhale, letting it go. In each yin pose, you can use your exhale to release the body a little bit more, allowing it to be supported by any props that you use. You can keep your eyes closed throughout class if you're comfortable to. Yin gives us the opportunity to turn inward and just be. Throughout each video, we'll hold the poses for a couple of minutes in stillness and silence. And each day we will hold 2 or 3 poses just as a nice introduction. Make your next inhale nice and deep once again, all the way down into the belly. Open your mouth and let the exhale go. When you're ready, you can gently bend your left knee, bringing your left sole of your foot back down to the mat. Followed by your right knee, bringing your right sole of the foot onto the mat. And then tuck your chin slightly. Flip your palms. We're just going to press gently into our elbows and forearms and the palms of our hands, and then slowly come up to a seat. Just pause here for a moment before we move into our next pose. Next pose for today is going to be caterpillar. So you can bring your bolster or your pillow or blanket, whatever prop you're using, and lengthen your legs out in front of you, long down the mat. There's a few options to use any props as support in caterpillar. So we want to let go of any tension in the legs, just allow our legs to completely relax. You can have the bolster across your legs, on your thighs, or if you like to come into a little bit of a deeper forward fold, you can have it across your shins. There's also an option to have it in between your legs, hugging it with your arms, and then just resting your forehead. That can feel really nice. That's a really nice way to relax into the pose as well. So have a little play. If you are using a pillow or a blanket, it might not be quite firm enough, but just see how you go. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly round forward. It's okay for your back to round in this pose. And if you're comfortable too, you can allow your head and neck to hang. If at any point, any pose throughout the week feels too much, or the sensations progress too much, or they progress to feeling pain, just ease out of the poses. Sensations are great, but pain isn't. So if at any point you feel any pain, as I said, just gently ease out. With poses where your head and neck are hanging, you can always bend your elbows and create a little shelf for your chin or your forehead if you would prefer to feel a little supported. And then once we're in each pose, once again, using the exhale just to allow your body to soften as much as it can. As I said, today's focus is just about arriving and being. Just however you are, wherever you're at today, without judgment. Make your next inhale a little deeper once again. And lengthen the exhale. When you're ready, moving nice and slowly, we're just going to slowly sit back up. You can give the shoulders a little shrug once you come back up to a neutral spine. Okay, you can just move your bolster or your pillow off to one side and slowly make your way over onto all fours into tabletop. And once you're there, we're going to come into child's pose. So bring your big toes to touch and your knees out nice and wide, at least the width of your mat. Don't worry if you don't have a mat. You certainly don't have to have one. You can just do it on some nice floor or carpet or a blanket. And then bring your bolster in between your legs. That's going to create a nice support for our torso. So when you're ready, we're going to slowly lower ourselves over the bolster. If you like, you can keep a neutral neck and rest your chin on your hands by making a little cushion with your hands. You can also rest your forehead if you prefer. If you like, you can turn one way And then after a minute or so, turn the other way. So yeah, you can have a little check to see what suits you better, what feels better for your body today. With this pose, if you need to, you can hover your sit bones up off your heels if it's too much for your ankles or knees or hips. Just create a little space. With Yin, you literally can't do it wrong. So it's all about just being, listening to your body, noticing the sensations. It's more about how it feels as opposed to how it looks on your physical body. With each exhale, just releasing your body into the support of the bolster. Make your next inhale a little deeper once again. Let the exhale go. You can bring your palms of your hands to either side of the bolster onto the mat. Gently press yourself back up. You can pop the bolster or pillow off to one side. And then we're going to come down into our final resting pose. This is how we end every yoga class, not just Yin. It's called Savasana, and it's a time for us to kind of bask in the energy created and released during class. So come down onto your back, and we're going to lengthen our legs long down the mat. Feel free to bring your feet at least as wide as the mat. If not wider, you can bring them as wide as you like. And then allow your arms to come down by your sides. Have your palms facing up. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears and tuck your chin slightly just to elongate the back of the neck. Take a little scan. Notice anywhere in the body that you might be gripping or holding on to some tension. And just use an exhale, send it to that area and just let it go. If you would like to spend some more time in this pose, feel free to pause the video here and you can stay here as long as you need today. Deepen your next inhale, pressing the belly towards the ceiling. You can open your mouth and sigh the exhale out. Begin to take some small movements with your fingers and hands and toes and feet. And then when you're ready, you can take any kind of stretches that feel good for you, stretching the legs, maybe reaching the arms up over the head. And just before we come up to a seat, let's hug our knees in towards our chest just for a gentle squeeze. Feel free to take any kind of rocking or swaying movements. Give your lower back a gentle massage. And then just in your own time, pick one side to roll over onto. We'll just pause there for a moment using our bottom arm as a little cushion. And then when you're ready, slowly press yourself up just into any comfortable seat. Once you're in a comfortable seat, bring your palms to touch at the center of your chest. Just gently bow your head towards your heart for a moment. Taking a moment of gratitude for yourself, for giving yourself this time on your mat today and committing to this 5-day introduction series to Yin Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for day 1. Tomorrow in day 2, we will focus on breath and softness. And I look forward to seeing you then. Namaste.